Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great, Chris. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for willing to do this.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. What's happening?
So I could just jump around a bit before getting into Honkai.
Perfect. Let's get into it.
I'm sure this is obvious, but was pursuing acting always something that you wanted to do, or was there ever any other job thought first?
Yeah, I think acting's always been the main one. I think from a young age, I was able to watch my dad when he was recording the sitcom Rules of Engagement. I'd be like able to sit in the audience and watch and laugh, and then they use our laugh track and all that. And I think just watching all of that, I was like, this is so sick. I want to do this. And I think it was really though during so it was like post high school I really started giving it a go. But I think it was during like COVID and all that that voice acting really started to take the lead and I just really enjoyed it. It's so much fun. There's a lot of like-minded and cool and nerdy folks in a part of the community. I feel just very at home. And I think yeah, it's been a blast really.
I take it, do you probably have more affinity for voiceover opposed to on camera then?
Yeah, I think voiceover's been I think that's definitely taken the lead. Like on camera, I'm still trying to pursue, in little ways, this and that way. But just taking a look at it, voiceover's definitely been um a more success, more generous, you know,
Mhm.
and
Is
I'm
there a
stoked
special
about it. What's up?
is there a special story of how you got into SAG too?
Oh, that's the funny thing. We're not in SAG yet. Still non-union up in this house.
Okay.
We're still a free agent. No, but one day that's the plan. Definitely the plan is to join SAG, but there is I think my managers are like kind of on this page of like stay non-union for a little while, do some non-union projects, little films and things of that sort. And I'm like, okay. And I'm kind of just following their lead.
Okay. Was Smite the first professional VO job that you got then?
Not the first. It was up there for sure. Before that, I did a couple podcasts, like a couple scripted podcasts, which were really fun. Uh, I did. Oh, let's see. One was like I think greatest party ever. The other was I'm blanking out on the name of it. But they were mostly pretty crazy voices. I'd say actually my Smite character sounded closer to those first ones I did than my character now did. It was like very just very squeaky voice and crazy, you know. I played I think it was like an anamorphic, is that the word? Where it's like talking animal kind of thing. I was a
Yeah.
badger and I was like this evil henchman badger and it was great. Just very henchman and evil and conniving and I had a great time doing that. But Smite was up there for sure.
Mhm. Is the one you were just talking about, is that the case so far? Do you think that you've had to alter your voice the most significantly for anything?
You know, I think I did more of that in the beginning. I feel like with a lot more stuff these days, it's uh a lot less of that in a funny way. Because like there's definitely going to be like roles and auditions where, sometimes you're like, okay, I mean like I feel like at the end of the day, like character comes first. I mean, sorry, like yeah, like the character comes first, the voice comes like last. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And the voice helps with all that, but it's the character and the acting that needs to take the priority. And I think with a lot of stuff I'm getting these days, I'm able to hone in somewhere closer to my natural. Um, like even Mighty it's not too far off from what my voice is. I think I just like place it in a different resonance. I think I naturally have a more of a nasally, it's kind of like right up here. But then for Mighty, like I try just bringing it a little more like chest resonance, right, and just putting it there. Um, but I think towards the beginning, I was trying to do a lot more stretching this way, that way, character wise and vocally. Um, so a lot of crazy stuff, but that gets really vocally exhausting very fast.
Yeah.
And I found my comfort zones of like, okay, I could do this for this amount of time, I could do this for this. If I'm gonna go crazy like this, I'm not gonna have as much of a endurance there, you know, but just figuring it out.
Do you think you also prefer working on more dramatic projects opposed to comedic?
Hmm. Oh, that's a tough one. Because they're both so fun. Okay. Both, okay. All right. All right. See, here's the thing. Both have their like merits, right? I
Hmm.
like the feeling of, you're doing something comedic and you say something funny, you're like, that felt funny. And then you look through the window, at the director and the engineer, and you see them laughing, you're like, yes, yes, right?
Right.
Like that feels great. But then when you do something like really, serious and it has effect, right? And you see that it's like, hit people, you're like, that's also a fun feeling. And it feels good. It like okay, if I had to make a choice, if I had to make a choice. Shit, this is hard. Comedy. I'll go with comedy. Comedy's a lot of fun. I like being
Okay.
silly. Silly's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping that the short film that you have the clip on your website was able to be watched fully because that looked really interesting from
Is it not? Isn't it on like YouTube or something? It
maybe
might be. I don't know.
I
That was
couldn't
a
find
fun
it.
one though. It should be from Friends Call Us Unlucky. That was a fun one. I think that was about 30 something minute long, and that was another one of like bigger things or first things I worked on, like, and this was a few years back. I think we filmed in 2020. No, either 2020 or 2021. I think it might have been 2021. We filmed that out in Pismo, and that was
Oh,
a blast. Oh my God. I had a bunch. My character in that was there was they had some. Hmm. They did a little criming here and there. They did a little robbing from time to time. So I had a lot of fake tats all over. And I was coming back to the hotel after being bloodied up for a scene, right?
yeah.
And while I tried my best wearing a jacket and like, not being, because I didn't wash off there. I was gonna like wash off at my place. And when I was in the elevator, there was like a mom and her kiddo, and the kid was like looking at me scared, and I felt so bad. I'm like, this is not internally, I'm like, it's not real, it's not real. And she like was looking at me and like turned and hugged her mom. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, that was a fun one.
So with the Honkai, was that a pretty general audition when it came up for you?
Let's see. It was yeah, like I've gone auditions before from, this gang, and I it wasn't anything too out of the ordinary. I really connected with the sides for Mighty for sure. I think sometimes, like, you try your best to like paint a full picture for all of them, right? And really, paint the scene that, you're not, yeah, just paint the whole thing, right? And I feel like that one I connected to, and I really liked it, and I thought I really saw the whole shebang. And it went well. I think I did pretty okay, all things considered, considering how things turned out.
Yeah.
Joking, but no, yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary.
I know you touched on it earlier a little bit too, but was that just completely up to you to find his voice in terms of development?
Yeah, well, vocally, nothing too crazy. It was, yeah, just little, like, because I think, yeah, resonate there, and then when doing Mighty's voice, it's like right there, kind of in a sort of way. It's not so like it's like kind of in between. I'd say it's right at the bottom. I don't know what this bone is right here, but whatever this is, it's like right around there. And he's a sad boy. He's a little loner guy, so there's also that bit of like brooding, and I don't want to talk to you, fine, and blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like right around there.
Which aspects of him could you relate the most to then?
Okay. Hmm. Okay, so here's the funny thing. I think personality-wise, I feel like I'm more of Finan than I am Mighty. And here's why. I've had a number. I have loads of like some of the people I have gone the closest to in my life, right? Like one of my best friends to this day. He is a Mighty. He is a Mighty. He is, very he's low he's a little moody. He's very opinionated. Um, and he has thoughts about this way, that way, and I'm like very puppy dog energy. I'm like, I love this guy. And he's like, all right, let's calm down. But so that's the funny stretches. Like I feel like I'm more fine into Mighty, but if I had to choose things about Mighty that I connect with, that I resonate with, um, let's see here. Oh no. In recent videos, he's cooking, and I've been doing a little bit of that. I've been liking cooking, doing a bit of meal prep and all that fun stuff. But I'm trying to expand, get some baking happening too. Maybe make some sourdough. So there's that. Mighty is cat coded for sure. I 100% am on board with that, and I'm getting a cat soon because I love cats. So that as well. Um, Mighty's a pretty blonde, and there was once upon a time where I had very blonde hair. So now this, you can't even really, it's like a dark brown, but it used to be so like bright and shiny blonde. So I had that connected with him at one point. Um, and what we share, something for sure, is whether he wants to say it or not, this undying love for Fiden. Love that guy. He's great. Top tier. Good homie. Good pal.
Yeah, it's crazy how even already how much good fan art there is of both of them together.
Oh, it's nuts. Okay, yeah, the fan art's been absolutely crazy. People are so damn talented. It's so awesome to see, and honestly, it just absolutely fills my heart up just seeing how kind and welcoming the community has been. I feel like honestly, truly grateful um for everybody. People are so kind, people are so talented, and the like even there's this cosplayer I've reposted a couple times who's already got the Mighty, like they've already crafted the outfit, they've mastered the Mighty tattoos,
Yeah,
and they're jacked as hell doing it. I'm like, oh, I'm so jealous. You're killing it. Yeah, you look so good. Like, because like that was my goal when I first saw Mighty, the actual like the actual visual for him. I was like, okay, I want to get to a point where physically I could be as close to that as possible, so I could
yeah,
actually like cosplay him and stuff, right? And it's coming along, but that guy, they're there. They're there.
right.
They're already there. I'm like, well, yeah, you beat me to it. Shit. You know? And but yeah, lots of really cool art, lots of very talented folks and very welcoming, very welcoming people, and I'm very grateful.
Were you surprised at the like entirely positive reaction to your performance?
Yeah, actually I was. I mean, like I kind of, you know, I was expecting a little like more negative, maybe I think I was expecting a little bit more negative feedback, and that's definitely just like a little bit, not like a lack of confidence in what I've done. I'm very happy about what I did, but like I feel like everything comes with like negative feedback, no matter how good or bad it is. So I'm like, okay, we're probably, honestly, I'm looking at maybe, let's just be, I was like, maybe it's a 75-25 positive and negative feedback, right? uh it's been like 99 positive, and I'm like, wait, what
Yeah,
the hell? Everyone's so kind. What is happening here? um People are just so lovely, and it's really cool. I've messaged a few folks and like talked a little bit about Dungeons and Dragons, talked a little bit about cats, and talked about this and that, and it's just I didn't expect it to be just so welcoming, and it's really warmed my heart.
Is there a default line that you have to get into his headspace?
To get into his headspace, I do to not necessarily a default line, but there is like a certain, I guess, like I had a step or two, right, where I think really like stepping back and breathing, and I think the physicality helps me where like if I put my hand here, I can kind of find where to ground myself. And from there I have a jumping off point, like, okay, here we go. This is what we're doing, right? Um I think so yeah, more of the action than a line. Um that helps me a ton.
Have you found yourself going to any kind of dark emotional headspace recording for him so far too?
Oh yeah. 100%. Like I think there's been, certain moments for sure. Because Mighty, he's gone through a lot, and there's definitely a lot of tough moments that's happened in the story, and that will continue to happen in the story. But I ain't saying nothing. Um, and I think to get to those moments and to make it as real as possible, like you have to paint a picture, and those pictures aren't, they're not the most fun to look at for, that's for sure, right? But like, they get you in that spot you need to be in. And I remember some sad thoughts I thought about, some things that made me like, oh, that's a little upsetting. uh, so yeah, here and there.
What are your thoughts about his relationship with all the other characters so far that we know?
Oh, it is so much fun. Like I think his dynamic with I really like his dynamic with Finan. Uh, I like his dynamic with Trevios, and I think both the VAs for both of them, Joshua Waters and Hayden, are just both lovely people.
Yeah.
I had a chance to chat with like Joshua the first time the other day, and I was able to nerd out. And I was like, "You were so good. You were so awesome." And then we played like Overwatch, and it was a good time. But I really love the dynamic. It's got so many layers. And I'm excited to see more between Mighty and hopefully people won't be pissed if I say this wrong. Aglaya? It's not
Yeah.
Aglia. Aglaya? Nailed
Or
it.
Glaya.
That was one of those ones where in the sessions I said it wrong a number of times, and every single time they'd be, through the window. It's like it's Aglaya. I'm like, dang. All right.
Yeah.
Um, there's lots of A's and E's in there, Anyway, but I really like the vibe. Like, I love there's just something so fun about Finan and Mighty and their companionship, their broship, right? It's such this like, I think there's something so fun about Finan being so way more vocal than Mighty is, and Mighty not wanting to say that like he cares about Finan, and I think that's really entertaining. There's because you could tell he doesn't need to say, you could tell he cares. You could tell they both. It's uh I think it's really fun. And I'm excited to see where certain dynamics go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm
there's
sure this
some
is,
I learned some fun stuff, and I'm not saying anything, of course, but I think there's gonna be some fun little this and that ways in the future, so things to look forward to.
yeah. I'm sure this is obvious too, but did you also audition for Phanon and Anoxa or any of the other characters like that?
I auditioned for Finan. I didn't the other one. I
Okay.
auditioned for Finan. I auditioned for Mighty. Back when Mighty was going by a different name at the time. I don't remember what it was. But and I liked both of them. Um and I thought my Finan take was good, but there's no one better for it than Joshua Waters. I think he absolutely it's just perfect.
Yeah.
And then Mydei, when auditioning for him, it took I think it took a try or two to get into the right space. But like when I think it was really after a few tries and like getting it there, I'm like at the end of the result, I'm like, yeah, I think this is it. All right. Like at a certain point you kind of just have to like, all right, here we go, letting it go, moving on. You gotta, you know what I mean? Because like
Mhm.
more times than not, more times than not, you don't get the job rather than getting it, right? So it's best to do it to a point where it's just like, am I happy with this? I was happy with it, and I was like, all right, well, I like it. Picasso, we move on, and I think it was pretty fun. I'm realizing I'm not even answering the question at this point that you asked, which was who would I audition for these other folks. But yeah, so yeah, Finan and Mighty were the two went for.
Mhm. I did have a request from the community too. If I put one of his signature lines in chat, if you could read it as him.
I got you.
Okay.
Let's go for it. All
Right.
right. I remember this one. I don't know if I'm going to do it justice that I gave it day of. I need to stand for this. All right. Come on. Give me a moment. All right. Moving the screen up here. Bam. There we go. Ooh, it's so dark. Let's see. I tried 1,000 cars. All right. I'm going to give it my best. I trade 1,000 scars and 100 lives of mine for your glorious death. Let's battle to the world's final breath. Something like that.
Yeah, that was great.
All right.
Thanks.
You got it. All right, where'd the camera go? Hooah! There we go.
Are those kind of lines for him? Are those like vocally taxing after a while?
It's not too bad. I mean, after a while, certainly, but like, it's really not too bad because, like, I don't know. Now, some people I think are really good about using the false folds and like being able to give a raspiness that doesn't damage their vocals. And I think sometimes I accidentally kick into that and I have no like logical practicality behind getting there, and I think it just happens. My answer is that I'm the youngest of my family, so I'm
Yeah.
used to yelling. that's that's how I get around that. But it's really not too bad. Like the vocal, I'd say for Mighty, all the things that have been vocally the most stressful haven't been too bad. Like I would do the lines and like I just had to have a sip of water after. I'm like, all right, we're good. Moving on,
Okay.
you know?
Do you plan to start streaming the game?
I, yes, I plan on streaming and I want to play the game. I haven't played the game yet.
Okay.
And I guess I'm like, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to jump on into it, right? It looks very combat wise. It kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy, right?
Yeah.
Like yeah. So, and I played a little bit of that, a little bit of that, and so I could hop on in. I need to learn more. I need to learn more and like figure out how to get into all that. I'll talk to Joshua. I know he's been playing that and streaming all that.
Yeah. Are you a very big anime person too?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you know it. Big anime fan, big video game fan, just big nerd. I'm a nerd, man. Let's see. Recently I just finished watching Freerin
Okay.
and God, that was so good. Hit the Fields episode 1.
Right.
Anyway, but uh, the answer being yes.
So
Um hmm,
is it I sounds like it's more like anime versus anime games then.
Anime versus anime games. I'd okay. Definitely I have more experience with anime over anime games. The closest um the closest, like I said, a little bit of Final Fantasy, right? A little itty bit, and I guess like I don't think Kingdom Hearts counts, but I did a
I
decent
think it
amount of
does.
that, which has the Final Fantasy characters, you know. But other than that, I haven't dipped too deeply into the anime games.
Okay.
Yeah. But if it's about shows, I got it. I know them. I know the shows.
Yeah.
I know some of them. Attack on Titan, you know it. Frieren
Yeah.
and other stuff, yeah. Oh God.
Well, it's cool to obviously you're friends with a lot of the people that are like around your age and the like new generation of anime dub or like anime dub voice actors.
Oh yeah. There's I didn't expect there to be such a tight community. Um and it is. It's tight. Like everyone's super chill, super friendly, super helpful. Uh and everyone's like just so kind and friendly, and there's a lot to bond over. um I was just helping a friend move for the last couple days, and like it's just everyone's really just out there to just, I feel like, just help each other out and nerd out, you know. uh I've gone like in the time I've known everybody, I feel like I've gone no superficiality, and it's just all been like excitement and like, oh, you play this game, I also play this game, let's play games together. Oh, you know this arcade, let's go to this arcade and have fun. And it's like, it's great. I absolutely love the community. Wouldn't trade it for a thing.
Mhm. What was it like recently when you went to that convention and you got recognized and
Yeah, that was cool. Didn't expect that. I was going, we were going to see, uh friend of ours was doing a panel and really wanted to see them kick butt and do all that. Uh, and yeah, I guess I just a random moment, like one of my friends who was there, they texted me and they said, hey, they're a big Honkai fan and they really like Mydei. I'm like, oh cool, I'll see you in a second. And then I saw them, and then their friend came up and they're like, I'm a huge fan, let's get this signed. And I'm like, oh, yeah, hell yeah, let's do it. And we signed. I'm like, all right, I'm getting a picture with you. You're my first, signature, and that's gonna be. And I made some stupid faces. It's always I got this. It's always like, and I
yeah,
don't know why I can't make a serious face for the life of me in a picture. I can't just like smile and be like, it's no. Um, but it was a really cool and new experience. Um, and it was pretty rad. But I really enjoyed seeing my friends there, and getting their own little signatures and walking around seeing this and that. That was actually, yeah, my first convention ever just going to in general.
oh, okay,
Uh and which is crazy. I know I would. I like, it was one of those things where it's like I know I would love it and I'd have a really great time. I just procrastinated, and I don't know why it just took so long to go. Like
yeah,
this last year was the first time I even went to a Ren fair, and I'm like, I'm going every year. What the hell? Why didn't I start going till now?
yeah,
Um. So, it was really cool. Everyone's so friendly. The cosplay and the costumes are so cool. Um and everyone just puts so much quality and energy into their work, and I love it. It was a really great time, very friendly. The food there's great. Oh, the food was awesome.
I take it that you'll probably, especially once Mydei is out, that you'll start doing conventions.
Yeah, that's the hope, that's the plan, and we'll make that happen. I think there's already one on the horizon. Not sure what I can and can't talk about. I don't know. So I'm just gonna wait till I get AOKs for announcements and whatever else. But things are on the horizon. Things will be happening.
Yeah,
Hmm.
this was one detail I forgot to mention earlier. But what do you think about the whole like pomegranate juice and milk thing?
Oh, it's great. I don't. There's a line I recorded for it that I don't think it's out yet. but when it's about the pomegranate juice, and I really like it. When it's out, I think it might be coming out in 3.1, maybe. I think. Um, when it's out, I think it'll be really funny.
Yeah,
I think people are gonna dig it. Um, but yeah, the my thoughts on the pomegranate juice, the chalice, and the you maybe even the throne sitting. I don't mind all of it. I don't mind any of it. I think it's very fun. He's got Mydei's got the like leg spread slouch thing mastered, and I'm like, I need to take a page out of his book. That is awesome. What the
yeah.
hell's he doing?
It was funny seeing how many people said that. Oh, like they like intentionally made him sit like that to like bait.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And listen, the bait worked. They didn't have to try too hard. They casted it and I'm like, all right, I'm in. I'm here. I'm reeled.
Yeah.
So it worked. It succeeded.
Is there something that you want to say to the fandom for him then?
For the fandom, you guys are awesome and thank you so much. And I'm truly, truly grateful for y'all welcoming me with open arms. And I hope I continue to I don't know, keep doing things good. And you guys are great. So thank you.
I suppose this is the like most like safest thing you can talk about that you're part of in terms of like upcoming things.
Hmm. Safest thing I can. I don't know. I wish I knew this. It's there's a lot. I mean, like there's things on my brain, and I'm like, wait, maybe I can't. I don't know. But I
Yeah,
think that there are things on the horizon for sure, and I want to announce them. But I want to I want to play it all very safe, you know.
yeah,
So I wish I had stuff to announce, but I don't. Yeah, that's
that's
the
fine.
story.
Yeah. Well, my final question is always asking, what do you want your legacy to be?
Ooh, I like that question, and it's legitimately something I thought about the other
Okay.
day. And what I was thinking, legacy wise, as to just the future, right, and like things in down the line. When I picture myself 10 years from now, right, I really want to be a figure who can be relied upon and someone who could help others make their way and feel a sense of belonging in this community because I know this community has done a lot for me and I feel so fortunate in so many ways and I really want to be someone who does a good job and someone who can be relied upon and uh you know help others. And I think helping people is it feels great.
Mhm.
For just a number of reasons. But like I think in a community where everyone's really helping each other out, it's like the most important thing. And I think that's what it's all about. We're all people on this earth and we need to work together. You know what I mean? And the more of that I can do, uh, and the more that I could do in the future, I think I'd be very happy about that.
Well, thank you. This was like one of the most fun interviews I've done in a while.
Thank you. I had a blast doing it. Yeah, I have very much no filter with these sort of things, so I'm sure I went goofy one way or another. But I had a really great time chatting with you, Chris. This has been a blast.
Thanks. Yeah, I can send it to you once I have it as well.
Yeah, dude, sounds like a plan. Thank you so much.
Yeah, have a good rest of your day then.
You as well. Take care.
Bye.